The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. The MVP, the reigning MVP, SGA, showing why there. For 3, then it's Jalen Brunson for 3. Knicks down 3, final seconds and a last chance. Brunson for overtime, no. Offensive board out to OG Anunoby. He has a chance to tie at the buzzer, no. And a heartbreak for the Knicks as OKC holds on to beat New York tonight, 103-100. Great to have you with us here. Bill Pidto, along with Wally Szczerbiak. Give the Knicks credit. Down 15 in the third quarter, end up with 40 points in the third quarter, and oh so close to forcing overtime there at the buzzer.
What a game. You know, those are two teams that have lofty goals, obviously, this year to win an NBA championship. You could see why. They laid it out all out on the table on a back-to-back. Guys were breathing hard in this game. Jalen Brunson just couldn't find it. Something about the way the ball was coming off his hand. It just looked like it wasn't releasing as smooth as it normally does. And, you know, it's just a tough loss. A gritty game. That's a good team. They throw a lot of guys at you. And, you know, the Knicks just couldn't get a bucket to go at the end.
So Brunson only 5 of 18 shooting. And he had some opportunities banging around. OKC, you watch them, Wally, they're so physical.
Yes.
Wave after physical wing. And you got Kason Wallace on Brunson. I mean, they're so tough.
They're tough.
They're tough.
And that's how they built their team. And that's what every other team is trying to do in the NBA, to just have multiple bodies that can play defense at a physical level, like the Knicks have starting to accumulate with guys like Shamet and Diawara and Hart and Bridges and Anunoby, similar type players, and they can shoot. And they can make a play off the dribble. And then you surround them with guys like Towns and Brunson, and obviously Shea. Jalen Williams wasn't playing tonight. Their other star player, an all-star.
He's only played in 26 games all year long.
That's what's scary about this team.
Yeah.
I know. That's what's really scary. When he comes back after this hamstring injury, then it's a whole nother ball game to deal with this team when he's back in the lineup. So that was a hard-fought game. The Knicks were right there, and you know, you can't hang your head on that one. You just got to go back to the drawing board and get ready for Friday against Denver.
So the Knicks with a season-low first-half point total of only 40. They're down 50-40 at the half, but they're up by 3 after 3 at 80-77, and it came down to the stretch. And let's take everyone through the stretch.
That's all you want. I mean, these are two MVP candidates going at it in the fourth quarter in a crunch time game under 5 minutes. That was a big shot right there from the corner, and this team is assembled. Wiggins hit that one, is assembled to knock down shots when you double team Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And then OG Anunoby answers. That's exactly how the Knicks play. A double thrown right there on Jalen Brunson. OG Anunoby make a play, go right to the basket. They tried to challenge that one.
They got it right.
Getting it right.
Got the challenge.
They got the call right, yes, because the guy was standing there. But anytime the offensive player is trying to avoid him and barely grazes him, it shouldn't be an offensive foul. OG Anunoby learned from that one. He said, I'm just going to throw it on everyone's head. The next time he got that opportunity, big bucket here. This moves the lead to 6. And when you get that mid-range 2, taking the ball again out of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's hands pretty much every possession, that's the only 3 he took all night.
And put him up by 5.
Put him up by 5.
Key shot of the game, only 3 he took all night.
Yep, and that's what he does. And then Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson playing buddy ball for a couple possessions here down the stretch. With Josh Hart at the 5, he knows exactly where to go to beat Jalen Brunson's outlet. That was a big shot. Here's a 3-point game. Call a timeout. Get a good look. Jalen, that's what I mean, just came off his hand a little wrong, and that's the shot you got to make. Wide open off an offensive rebound. I know OG Anunoby would have loved to have that one back. That's a really good look that he makes most of the time. But again, your legs are tired on a back-to-back, hard-fought game, just came up a little bit short. What a ball game, though, 2 elite teams in the NBA.
Look at the 3-point shooting. OKC outscores the Knicks by 18 points from 3. But look at the rest of the numbers, Wally. As points in the paint, 46 for the Knicks, 20 for OKC. And fast break points, 2 for OKC, 14 for the Knicks. And they outboarded them by 10. So aside from the 3-point shooting, it's amazing you only lose by 3 when you're outscored by 18 points from downtown.
If the Knicks did not shoot to their capabilities. I saw it in the first quarter. They were getting open looks. They generated some good offense. And against the #1 defensive team in the NBA, Oklahoma City, you got to make the open ones when you get them, because they're not going to give you a lot of open shots. And what you do against good teams is sometimes when you are open, you think to yourself, am I really going to be that open? Is there defenders coming from somewhere? And it starts to rush your timing a little bit. And I think that's what happened to the Knicks early. They started to settle in that third quarter. But overall, they need to knock down more of their open shots. They had a lot of open looks when they watched the film that they're going to say to themselves they should have knocked down.
Speaking of knocking down shots, how about Chet Holmgren? 6 threes made in the first half. That ties his career high for a single game. But he didn't have a three the rest of the night. 22 of his 28 came in the first half. He's our thrilling moment. Wally, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. 22 of his 28 came in half number 1.
Yeah, the Knicks let him get going in that first quarter. He had 3 threes to start the game, first 6 minutes. And when a shooter gets into rhythm, then it's just like target practice. And he continued to just let it go from deep. Stayed at 6, though, so he tied his career high with 6 threes. They were all in that first half. But he started to score in other ways. At 7 feet tall, the Knicks had some mismatches. I love the way Brunson fought him on that play and made him work to get that shot. But it just goes to show you how skilled he is. He can make that little mid-range, that pull-up. When you run him off the 3, that's what the Knicks adjusted at halftime. Don't let him get any more threes because he made 6 on us at halftime. And when you run him off the 3, he can take the ball to the basket, and he can also hit that little pull-up. So big-time game for Chet Holmgren, and that's why he's such a versatile, tough 7-footer to defend.
Karl-Anthony Towns fouled out, but before he did foul out, what a game. 17 points, 17 rebounds, including 9 offensive rebounds for Cat. That's a season high for him on the offensive glass.
Listen, every time the shot went up, he was saying to himself, just like Mitchell Robinson does normally, I'm getting every rebound. And he almost did. And no Hartenstein, who was banged up, he went out of the game. So when Cat was out there, he was the biggest, strongest body out there by far, and he imposed his will big time on the glass. Big time. It was awesome to see him be so relentless.
Only got 8 shots, Wally.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't matter. Like, you just play the game. He doesn't force. He takes the shots he knows he can make. This is, what more do you want out of your big man? He's playing defense, he's rebounding, he's getting offensive rebounds, he's allowing all the shooters, guards, three-point shooters to get as many shots as they want. If they miss, he's going to clean up the mess. I mean, you can't ask more about your big man. At times, when he does get switched onto a smaller defender, you want to get him the ball because he'll make the right decision, whether it's scoring the basketball or assisting the basketball to get an open guy a shot. At the same time, the effort, you can't second-guess that type of effort. Just a big-time effort by Cat. The fouls at the end, the challenge, I don't know how that goes against him, where the ball's tipped. It looked like it was off Dort, and then they re-adjudicate the play and say it's a foul on Towns.
Okay, that's the risk of these challenges.
I know.
When they find something that they didn't originally call.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And it was such a ticky-tack play where Dort's a smaller guy. Towns is just going for the ball. It's up there. And just because he's bigger and stronger and he makes a little bit of contact, and a 6'5" guy, he gets the benefit of the doubt on the call. That was a tough one that went Towns' way against Towns. And then he committed the foul on Shai Gilgeous. So missing him at the end was a big loss.
Jalen Brunson, we mentioned his shooting only 5 of 18, but he did pass off for a season-high 15 assists.
Yeah. That was great, and he read the defense. I mean, Oklahoma City is not going to let Jalen beat them. You could see it. Exactly the way the Knicks were defending Shai Gilgeous. They were taking the ball out of his hand.
Pounded Jalen all night, didn't they?
They were pounding him and double-teaming him. I mean, all night he had 2 guys in his face when he crossed half court, and they were just saying, we don't think the other guys can beat us. We don't think the other guys can make enough shots. And as a result, that big 3 is what really got the game close. That's what tied it up in that third quarter. That's when the Garden erupted. But overall, Jalen Brunson played a great floor game, but I know him as a player. When he watches this film, he's going to be like, I should have made a few more shots, because there were times where he did get a couple open looks, and for some reason, whether it's legs back-to-back, ball just didn't come off his hand like it normally does. He's a human being. It happens. And he'll adjust and he'll make those shots in the future.
All right, let us bring in Monica McNutt. As always, she helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, what are you thinking about as you digest what you saw tonight?
I forgot to put on my earrings. That's my first thought. Second thought.
Details.
I know, right, Pidto? So I really applaud the second half by the New York Knicks. I think to have had a chance to send this thing to overtime is very, very impressive, considering that, I don't know, if you guys felt this, but for it to be a 5-point lead for much of the last 4 minutes of the ball game, I don't know that I've ever felt a 5-point lead that felt that insurmountable. So to be in that position with the final seconds of the game to tie it up, very impressive. I think one thing that came to mind for me, Wally, tell me if you saw this at all, there were some moments in the offense where I'm not sure if it's the concepts or if it's the actual call or what. This is a defense that demands that whatever you're running or whatever you're doing, it's got to be done tightly and crisply. And I thought that the Knicks had to pay for the times that they were sort of disconcerted, if you will, getting up shots late in the shot clock just to avoid a shot clock violation. Ultimately, this becomes a one-possession ball game, so all of those cost you down the stretch. I also thought that the Knicks were rushed courtesy of this defense, which is exactly what they do and who they are. But in the moments where we saw guys like Landry Shamet, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart get to the rim, they had 46 paint points, y'all. Like, there's some real bright spots in this game and holding these guys to 103 points. But there were also some lows that I think the winning victory is in the margins and in the details, and the Knicks just weren't crisp enough in totality tonight.
I saw it too. They were rushed, no question. And then when they did execute good offense and they got a good shot that they normally make, they just weren't in rhythm because that's what Oklahoma City does. They make you a little bit uncomfortable, and as a result, down the stretch, Jalen missed some shots. What do you think, Monica, that he normally makes?
That floater was one of them. Yep. I'm with you.
Yeah. Monica, I know you wanted to give some folks a shout-out. I kind of messed it up in the pregame.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't give you a chance. So the floor, my friend, is yours.
Oh, thank you, Pidto. It's all good. But I just wanted to shout out Debbie and Joy from DSN. They play basketball over in Newark. I love running into the young ladies that hoop and love the Knicks just like I do. So I just want to shout out to those girls. It was great to chat with them earlier today. Nothing big, Pidto, but I thank you for taking accountability on Best Friend Night.
Well, yeah, it's Best Friends Night, and I'm trying to make the peace with you. So we're good down the stretch in the playoffs.
We're good.
Don't worry. I got his bracelet right here, Monica. I got his bracelet that you gave him right here.
There we go.
All right. Enjoy the road trip, my friend, at Denver on Friday.
We'll talk soon, y'all. Thanks.
All right. Mike Brown's postgame comments coming up. Oh, so close tonight for his team, but they dropped the Knicks to 40-23. We'll hear from the Knicks coach coming up.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
Welcome back, everyone. Knicks just fall short. Couple of chances to tie at the final stages. Unable to make the shots, and OKC wins at 103-100. We continue now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. So next up for the Knicks are at Denver Friday night. It's the first of 5 straight for the Knicks on the road. We'll see a Friday night for the pregame at 8:30 and the game at 9. Mike Brown's postgame comments now, as always, presented by Chase.
A good basketball game. Thank you very much. I thought our guys, again, they could have folded at any time. We were down double digits. And I liked our competitive spirit. Our competitive spirit was great. Those guys make the game ugly. And, when that happens, you got to defend and you got to try to do the little things to get a win. And, our ability to crash the glass was, especially with Mitch not playing, but our ability to crash the glass and get second opportunities was there. We had 20-second chance points. You want to play fast against these guys, so that you're not going against their set defense all the time. And we did a decent job of that, scoring 14 points. But one of the areas, obviously, is the free throw line. SGA he's a tough cover, and he does a great job of convincing the referees, probably better than anybody in the league, that he's getting hit. And, them shooting 84% from the free throw line compared to our 73% was a factor throughout the course of the game. And then, I thought we had good looks from the three-point line. They didn't go in. You got to give them credit for being physical and, playing as hard as they do, because over the course of the game it has some impact on it or effect on the three-point shooting. But our guys, if you're open, keep letting that thing fly, because I believe in our shooters, and they're eventually going to go in. But a good competitive game in a lot of areas for us and for them. just didn't get the win tonight.
Mike, what do you think went wrong with the Garden home run? Where did that match up? I guess go left for you guys.
But you know, it'd be interesting to watch the film. I mean, he saw the first one go in, you know, and which is going to happen at times because he's 7 feet, and I mean, everybody saw we were doubling Shea quite a bit tonight. And when that happens, we got to rotate, and when you rotate, you got to make sure a guy doesn't feel comfortable, so you got to get to his airspace. And when that first one went in, it was a little harder for us to get to him because I know he hit a couple. He hit one like on the move, like he was Reggie Miller back in the day. And you know, that all probably stemmed from the first one going in as easy as it did. But he got hot from the three-point line, and you know, he was 6 for 8 in the first half. I thought our guys did a better job of understanding that we need to get to his airspace in the second half, and we did a better job on him. Besides him going 6 for 8, I mean, again, he's talented, he's skilled, and he's going to make some shots. But the 6 for 8 part from the three-point line, especially when neither team was shooting it well except for him, made it a little tough.
There was a period at the top of January where you were questioning your team's physicality defensively and staying in front of the ball. That hasn't been the case over the last month. You guys have been very physical defending and staying in front of the ball. Was there a specific thing that switched, whether it was a practice, a conversation? It feels like that's been something you guys have been able to hang your hat on for quite some time now.
No, you're 100% correct. Our guys are trying to be physical without fouling, and they're doing a pretty good job with it. You know, we're still going to get better in that area, but it's been a process. You know, we made the switch defensively a couple of months ago, and that was a process. You know, but our guys they're pretty comfortable with what we're doing right now, and they know exactly what they should be doing out there. And again, it didn't happen because with one practice. It didn't happen because the switch got turned on. It gradually happened, and you know, I've said this before, that's what the regular season is about. You know, you tinker with this, you tinker with that, you try to get a little bit better here, a little bit better than there, and then hopefully at the end of the season, you're at a point where you're fairly comfortable and you can start, you know, trending upwards.
Mike, building off of that, because you guys were doubling Shea so much tonight, you were putting yourself in rotation.
Yeah.
The second half really seemed like there were so many possessions where it was just like helper helps the helper, then that helper helps that helper, and you guys were moving pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys have progressed in terms of defending and scrambling rotations throughout the course of the season? And if so, what do you feel like has spurred that progression?
Yeah, again, it's just time, just continuing to watch film, having practice, having shoot around, talking about it, walking through it, drilling it. Again, it wasn't one thing or one practice or even the light being switched on. It's what should happen during the course of the season. You know, you should get better as you go along, as long as everybody has embraced the process. In our group, everybody in that locker room has embraced the process, and that's what makes this team pretty special. Is they're in it to try to win it, and they know it's not going to happen like that. They know at the beginning of the year you're going to probably do this and this and this and this, but you know, once that All-Star break happens, hopefully you get to a point where there's some comfort with everybody and with everything that we're doing, and we're able to continue the climb.
17-17 tonight for Cat, the three-point loss to OKC. Here's Towns after the game with Alan Hahn.
What are you thinking about the team's performance when you're walking off the court after that one?
Honestly, just, you know, I'm proud of our guys. We fought. We did our best to execute against a championship team. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if we're going to lose a game, I want to lose with two of our best players getting the shots they got and, you know, giving ourselves a chance. And I think you can't ask for, you know, the game to, you know, if you're going to have to beat us, you're going to have to beat us at our best with them at their best on the same night. And, you know, you got to tip the cap to them. You know, they did enough to win the game. And Jalen shot a fabulous shot. Mikhail did an amazing job giving us a second chance. OG took a great shot, good follow through, everything. Just wasn't our night. And, you know, obviously you want to win, but I'm extremely proud of everyone in this locker room for fighting and, you know, getting those good looks, you know. And against a championship team, at the end of the game, it's hard to get a good look like that, and we got 2 of them, so can't be complaining about the shots we got.
Oh, so close to overtime, but it was not to be. Mikal Bridges and the Knicks lose tonight by 3. Stay with us.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
So the next 5 for the Knicks on the road, Wally. Ooh. At Denver, kicks it off. Friday, pregame at 8:30, game at 9. Then a back-to-back in Los Angeles against the Lakers and Clippers, at Utah, and then at Indiana.
Big games on West Coast Willie time. Have fun out there, big guy.
In LA. I've never been to Utah before.
You'll be in the car wash, go to Park City, go to No Name Saloon. You'll have an absolute blast. Utah is an underrated city.
Right.
Have fun out there.
All right. And you
West Coast Willie.
And you have a great birthday tomorrow, pal. We love you.
Thank you.
You're my pal.
Appreciate it.
Best friend tonight. You're my best friend.
Best friend for life.
Just kidding.
BFFs.
Back with more after this. All right, so next up for the Knicks, a 5-game road trip that begins at Denver. Friday night, pregame 8:30. We'll have the game for you at 9. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.